Some more information is coming out regarding Brock Lesnar, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out what Goldberg is saying about another match, the latest for the Hurt Business, and much more. Let's start things off with the big report for Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania match. When Bray Wyatt first put the notice out there that he was coming after the Elimination Chamber winner between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, everyone in that moment thought that Brock Lesnar would be the more ideal matchup for Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. And like we said last time we talked about this, Bray and Brock never fully competed against each other, but they've been physical with each other in years past. Plus, Brock Lesnar pretty much falls into the category of opponents Bray Wyatt used to go for. Bray Wyatt went through a point in his career where he was targeting the more larger-than-life, iconic superstars and trying to take them out. Bray had matches with legendary individuals like Kane, Randy Orton, John Cena, The Undertaker, and so much more. That narrative has always been there in the background. So Brock Lesnar falls into that category of legendary superstars that Bray Wyatt usually likes to target and toy with. So when it was revealed that it was actually Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley, fans were a little surprised by that. Well, Fightful is now reporting that WWE's original plan was to have Brock Lesnar face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 39. Why didn't those plans go through? Well, according to these same reports, it was Brock Lesnar himself who allegedly turned down the WrestleMania match and feud with Bray Wyatt. The reports don't really go into detail on why Brock Lesnar turned down that WrestleMania match with Bray Wyatt, but fans theorized that Brock probably wasn't into the spooky supernatural storytelling and wanted no part of that. Which is understandable because feuding with Bray Wyatt and getting into a story like that is definitely quite the challenge, especially for someone like Brock Lesnar, who doesn't have that much experience with those sort of stories. So after Brock Lesnar turned down Bray Wyatt, that's reportedly when Omos' name started to be thrown into the hat. And reports claim that Brock Lesnar personally approved of the WrestleMania match with Omos. It also goes to show you that Brock Lesnar has some serious creative say with his booking. It looks like he has the power to veto any opponent or story that he's not too fond of. So maybe this explains why Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley feels a little bit more random and out of the blue. Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar was the story and plan that was supposed to be in place. So Bobby Lashley is a secondary fill-in for this match. Will they go through with the same original story that they had planned with Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar, but just replacing Brock's role with Bobby Lashley's? Or will the story and feud be more direct and customized for Bobby Lashley? Those are the questions that would have to be answered here in the coming weeks. So it's because of Brock Lesnar's decision that these two separate matches came into existence. So we'll have to see how both of those stories and matches hold up by the time WrestleMania comes around in a few weeks. Speaking of uncertainties, that brings us to the Hurt Business. WWE was heavily teasing the reunion of the Hurt Business towards the last few weeks of 2022 and into the first few weeks of 2023. MVP helped to get Bobby Lashley reinstated on Raw. MVP was seen talking with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander backstage several times. MVP even gave Bobby Lashley the offer to rejoin him, but nothing ever came from any of that. And like some fans are saying, things can happen immediately. You do have to be patient, especially if it's a little bit of a slow burn story. But it's been weeks upon weeks since there's been any sort of Hurt Business related teaser or hint at all. So at least with a slow burn story, you're going to get some sort of progression and hint every so often. But with the Hurt Business reunion story, things feel like it just completely flatlined. That buzz isn't there anymore because the teasers just disappeared and stopped happening. So that's another story that fans feel are pretty much clueless on right now. because no one seems to know if it's happening or if it was scrapped, especially because Omos and MVP will now be focusing on Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley has now his hands full with Bray Wyatt. We know that Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley were feuding with each other for a long time. So is this another way for MVP to send another message to Bobby Lashley? Is MVP looking to maybe avenge Bobby Lashley by really taking care of Brock Lesnar with Omos? Is this all part of MVP's plan to get on even better terms with Bobby Lashley and further the possibility of getting the Hurt Business back together? It's all possible, but it's hard to tell right now. We'll have to see if the Hurt Business reunion story will pick back up sometime after WrestleMania. Goldberg is no doubt one of those legendary pro wrestlers that is well known across the whole world. He had a great run in WCW. He had his small WWE run in the early 2000s, and he's been competing on a limited basis with WWE ever since 2016. It's still a crazy stat and hard to believe that Goldberg even won the WWE Universal title during his second run with WWE. Goldberg's most recent match with WWE came in early 2022, where he challenged Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Goldberg recently spoke with Sports Illustrated and revealed that he feels like WWE owes him a retirement match. He had this to say on the possibility of having one more match, quote, "You never say never, especially in wrestling, and they owe me one. That's all I can say. I made a deal with the devil and I did my job, and they owe me a retirement match. At the end of the day, at 56, it's not something where I'm sitting by the phone waiting for a call. I've got a few ideas of how to do it on my own, possibly in Israel. So never say never," end quote. So it's looking like Goldberg is saying that he did his side of the deal. He completed and fulfilled all of his match obligations that were on his old deal. He just feels like WWE owes him one more match, and how that will be his official retirement match. Of course, Goldberg isn't currently under contract, so if he's gonna have this retirement match, WWE is gonna have to get in touch with him to make a deal happen. But according to Goldberg, he has one more big match left in him if the phone does ever ring from WWE. There's been another small update to the entire conversation about which match will main event Night 1 of WrestleMania 39. We previously went over the two matches with the strongest chances of main eventing Night 1 at WrestleMania could be either Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, or Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Well, the latest update on that situation is that the main event for Night 1 hasn't been revealed internally yet. Everyone is still being left in the dark on the Night 1 main event, but reports claim that the internal belief and feeling is that Night 1's main event spot will be going to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. So it's definitely going to be a situation to monitor over the next few weeks to see if another update comes out there regarding that main event. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.